Welcome to the Healthy Living Sessions podcast, where we talk about more than just health and fitness. We talk about many aspects of life. While fitness and health are important, there's more to life than just the gym. Trust others. This is something that came up in my training this past week, and it was about trusting other brokers, other people in the office, and stuff like that. As with any kind of sales job, everybody's trying to get the sale because that's how they get paid. So releasing any kind of information, is that something you should be trusting people with and not? And of course, it depends on the information. And obviously, if it's confidential information, you don't release that. I'm just going to bring that point up to the front here. But if it's just saying, somebody you've been working with, this project you've been working on, is that something you give information to? Who can you trust? And too often you hear about how you can't trust anyone. And to an extent, I understand where people are coming from. But if you just say you can't trust anyone, I think you're going to live a miserable life. And while you do need to be careful who you trust and take your time to trust those people you want to put trust in, you have to take that leap of faith sometimes and just hope for the best. Because if you don't take that leap of faith, is that other person going to take the leap of faith? Who is going to be the one to step out first and be the one to trust the other when both of you don't know each other? And that's a difficult thing. To me, I'd rather take that leap of faith and then find out that I can't actually trust that person than to sit back and wait for them to take that leap of faith. Now, I'm not a person to wait on people to make a decision. I just go after what it is that I want to get accomplished. I, talk to the people I need to figure out exactly what I need to do something. And sometimes I just go for it. I don't sit there and wait till I get all the details. I just go for it. And that's the same thing I do when I try to trust others. I just take a leap of faith. I hope for the best. And I see what happens. If I give them some kind of information and then I figure out they go behind my back and use that information to benefit themselves only and not use it to help, close a deal or, use it to benefit both of us, but rather just themselves and really put me down because they decided not to help me out when I gave them that information, then I realize I don't need to be around that person anymore. I stop trusting them as much. I might still have to interact with them, but I'll give them information that's more public, that is more known to everyone, rather than some inside information or some secretive information for me personally. I feel like that's the best way to go about it. Just have faith in humanity, because a lot of us seem to not have that faith in humanity. And that's a huge problem. If you don't have faith in others, you don't have trust in others, then what is this world going to come to? Nobody's going to trust anybody. And so then nobody gets ahead in life. Nobody helps each other out. There's no collaboration. You're trying to do everything on your own, and you can't learn on your own. You can't know everything. You have to collaborate with somebody because people are going to be experts, and that's exactly what is going on in my brokerage. A lot of people are specializing in certain things. We got mobile home parks, we got multifamily, we got offices, retail, land development, hotels, so on and so forth. All these different sectors for commercial real estate, and people specialize in those. So if I end up getting somebody who's my customer or client of mine, I should say, a client of mine, and they decide, hey, I actually want some retail property. And I'm like, well, I'm not in the retail space, but, I do have one of the guys or girls over here in the office that does retail, and I introduce them, and they're able to serve him better because all these different sectors have different rules and regulations, different paperwork, stuff like that. They have all these different things you have to know. You know, it's like trying to speak different languages. You can't know them all. Yes, it's great if you can. You're able to serve more people. You're able to speak to more people. But you just can't know them all. Knowing them all is going to be too hard. So you have to trust others in order to be able to make things happen. That's a big thing we do at our brokerage is we trust one another and we help each other get the information we need. You know, we specialize in that stuff. And so if we didn't have that trust, we wouldn't do near as good as we do. So you have to have that trust in people in order to advance in life, in order to be able to do whatever that next step is that you want to get to. You know, go find somebody who's already done it and ask them questions. You know, it's all about networking. Networking is so crucial. Without having a big network, you're not going to get very far in life. That's like they say, your network is your net worth. You know, and that goes for more than just financials. That goes for anything in life. If you want to become better at whatever it is, it doesn't have to be for financial gain itself, but just for anything. If you don't have that network of people that you can trust, then you're not going to go very far, and honestly, you're probably going to be really lonely in life. And I really believe that trusting others brings so much to your life. And I tend to be on the positive side when it comes to trusting people. And I think that trusting others brings value to your life. It brings camaraderie amongst those in your work relationships, amongst those that are going to be potential friends, because without that initial trust of others, you won't be able to gain that camaraderie. It also brings less stress and less worry to your life. We stress and worry so much about how we can't trust anybody, about, you know, who can we trust, about why don't others trust us, and yet we're not giving them that trust ourselves. So if you just start trusting people and hoping for the best, you're going to have less stress and less worry in your life as well. And if you can't help others and or you don't want to help others, you're going to remain negative in your life. And nobody wants to be around a negative person. So make sure you're putting trust in others. And I think for the most part, people are going to put trust back in you. Yes, there are people out there that are real sly and can seem so trusting. So you do have to keep your guard up. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to act oblivious to the bad people out there, but you have to start trusting people. So in order for others to trust you and for you to get farther in life, you have to trust others. Thank you all for listening to the podcast today. I hope it was impactful to you. If you feel you have a friend that can get value from this episode, share it with them. Also, please review and subscribe to this podcast. I can't get this message out without your help. Until next time, have a blessed and healthy day.